Welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. I'm so sad we're leaving Afghanistan, and I'm so sad. That was my first war. My first war, and we are gone. Just like that. 21 quick years, and the Biden administration surprising us all. Surprise! They're doing an unconditional troop withdrawal by September 11th. Wow. Well, we did it. We did what we had to do. And we have a whole, and we'll do it later in the show, we have an entire tribute to the Afghanistan war, which was my first war. You always remember your first war, like your first kiss, like your first, I don't know, asking a girl out, your first fuck, the first time that you had tuna tartare, I don't know. But whatever sticks out in your mind, you always remember your first war, baby. Now, of course, it could have been the Gulf War, but I was too young to really understand the Gulf War until years later. Afghanistan was my first year. I was a 11th grade just boy, and we were heading into Afghanistan. And now I am... It's crazy to think of the amount of changes I've gone through in my life. And the backdrop has been the Afghanistan war, the war in Afghanistan. And Afghanistan now, because of our efforts there, is actually, and I thought this wouldn't happen. I was a little bit of a skeptic, but it is a beautiful tourist destination. And it is going to, as soon as COVID, that's the problem, is COVID. But when COVID is done, tourists are going to flock to Afghanistan, to the Kashmir region between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and the Four Seasons is there. There's so many hotels going over there right now, and just it's going to be beautiful, and it's everything that we had wanted, which is to create this multi-ethnic democracy, thriving economy. In the middle of a bed of rocks that has been run by tribal warlords for thousands of years. That is going to... So it's sad, but we accomplished what we wanted to do. We got it done. It's done. And as soon as I get my vaccine passport, I am headed to fucking Afghanistan. I don't even know because this hasn't been in the news, I don't even know the towns anymore in Afghanistan. We used to know them all the time. Kabul was a big one. Kabul is the capital. Mm-hmm. Kandahar, yep, it's all coming back. Mazar-e Sharif, yeah. We used to talk about that. Mm-hmm. But Kabul is the big one, and that's going to be a hot spot as soon as COVID stops plaguing us. Speaking of COVID, we went to get vaccinated. We wanted to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which I am a fan of because it has 66% efficacy, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. I think you do want a little risk. I do think you don't want, and you want to entirely immunize yourself from this. I think you want a little bit of sexy kind of risk. And the J&J shot was not that effective, but also, in addition to that, even though it wasn't that effective, it was also giving people blood clots and they were collapsing in parking lots. So you had that. They were getting dizzy and nauseous and then collapsing in tents because of the heat, supposedly. That's the party line. Well, it's hot. That was Johnson & Johnson. People were literally taking it and just collapsing. And Johnson & Johnson's response was, well, it's hot as hell. So that was their response. That was their scientific response. Oh, people get hot. That was it. I love that. They did it in Colorado and then Georgia. But Johnson & Johnson's response to the collapsing was people going like, was Johnson & Johnson's official response was like, that heat's a bitch. So, Now, yes, it was only 7 women that got blood clots, and women get blood clots all the time. They're bloody people, these women, and they clot. And yes, the pill. And people say to me, they go, well, the pill has a higher incidence of women getting blood clot. Yeah, well, who's for you taking that? Have your babies, ladies. So, pitter patter of little feet. Lovely sound. So, yes, the babies or the blood clots, and what is a baby except just a blood clot that eventually will steal your car to meet his heroin dealer. But so we go and we were going to get it at some shady pharmacy in Tarzana. One of Whitney Cummings' quack doctors, probably the same guy that worked on Michael Jackson, is the same guy that gave Michael Jackson propofol. She put me in a group text with. She has all these shady doctors, from Beverly Hills and stuff. And so she put me in a group text with the doctor who gave Michael Jackson propofol. What's his name? Get his name up. The doctor that gave Michael Jackson propofol. Yeah, who is this guy? Because I guarantee you this is the same person. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
I think it was, let's see.
Conrad Murray. Mm-hmm. Right, so I'm in a group text with Conrad Murray and Whitney Cummings. And Conrad says every vial of J&J serves 5 people. So we have to get 5 people to show up at this pharmacy in Tarzana, California. And so I called Dan Carney and our friends Devin and Ida. And then, of course, Ben. And Dan's already had COVID. Devin and Ida have not. You have not. I don't know if I have or not. We don't know. All the symptoms of COVID, like I have for several hours out of each day. So I don't know what COVID is and isn't. The only time I thought I had COVID was when I had every symptom of COVID in March and in the shower speaking perfect Mandarin. And I had a deep urge to destroy this country of entitled soft fatties. In the shower, I would stand there and I'd go, how? And I started doing corporate espionage for like a week. It was odd. That's the only reason that I thought I might have it. I was just delivering lead-based toys to orphanages and then doing corporate espionage in my spare time. But again, that's the only time I thought I had it. That's the only time I thought I had it. I would also I would call President Z. Somehow I would get through to him. I don't even know how. I would pick up my phone. He'd be on the other end, and we would chat. But he was very concerned about the fighter and the kid. He wanted to know about that. And I was like, isn't that odd? But he said, President Z said, I'm going to take down America first through the LA comedy scene, which I didn't understand. And then a few months later, I did.